Hey there. Okay, we are studying plot this week in second grade, and you guys are working on doing the conflict and the climax and the resolution. Okay, the conflict is if there's a problem or if the character has a goal. The climax is the turning point, the big moment where everything changes in the story, and the resolution is when the problem gets solved. And I'm going to show you the visual tool that you can do for plot. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I had to use a piece of paper for this one. Okay, so right here on this line, we're going to put the problem. Okay, and then in the story, things get worse and worse and worse usually until something changes. Okay, and then that's the turning point right here. So that's like, when you go on a roller coaster, you start out and then you go up, 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 up that big hill, and then something changes, and boom, the roller coaster starts. Okay, so that's where everything changes, is that big turning point in the story. And then right here is where we're going to kind of at the end of the roller coaster, when everything slows down and everything gets solved, goes right here. We're also going to tell who the characters are and the setting. Okay, which you've done character and setting this year. All right, so we're going to use a story I believe we've already used this year, but I hope you enjoyed listening to it again, and it's Buster. Okay, so when I think about Buster's problem in the story, when I go through, he was doing just fine. He was a happy dog right here. He's fine there. And on, this page he was happy. This page he was happy. Everything's fine. And then on this page, he's not happy anymore. Okay? And do you know why? Because he does not like cats. He does not like Betty. So on this line right here, I'm going to write that problem down. Write that right now. Buster does not want Betty to live at his house. Do you agree with me that that's the big problem in the story? Give me a thumbs up if you agree. Okay, so I wrote that down right there. He does not want Betty to live at his house, right? Okay, and you remember what happened in the story, right? He got madder and madder, and he left. She changed the station on his radio. That was really he had to leave at that point. So then he went to the park, remember? He had a good day at the park. Then he took a nap. What happened when he woke up? Do you remember? He was lost. He was completely lost, and he couldn't find his way home. So he looked and looked and looked, asked people. He could not find his way home, and he was very sad. Remember? Okay, so he hadn't been paying attention when he left. So he was very sad, and then all of a sudden, he looked up, and he saw Betty in a tree. And that's when everything changed, right? He saw Betty in the tree, and he found his way home. So everything changed. So that's what I'm going to put at the top of that plot line. He saw Betty in the tree because that helped him solve his problem. He found his way home because of Betty. So they were friends, right? If I want to, I could go back and add some important events right here on the plot line, but I don't have to because you guys are in second grade. In third grade, you're going to have to do that, right? I would have to say he went to the park, he had fun, and then he took a nap. He woke up, he was lost. Then the turning point is when he sees Betty in the tree. Okay, now we've got to go down here to the bottom, and we've got to say who the characters in the setting are. Okay, so who are the two main characters in this story? Buster and Betty. So I'm going to write their names down. Buster and Betty. You don't have to write it at the bottom. You can write it in another place on your page if that's where you have room. Okay? And for the setting, let's think about that. Okay, at the beginning, where are they? At Buster's house. And at the end, they're at Buster and Betty's house, right? Okay, so I'm going to put the house. But in another part of the story, they are at the park, or Buster's at the park, right? And really for most of the story, Buster's in the park. But that's not all we think about when we think about setting. We think about the place, but we also think about the time. So we don't know if it's a certain time of year in this story, though there's flowers, it might be springtime. But we do know that it's daytime in this story. So I'm going to write daytime for our setting. So that is how you do the plot visual tool in second grade. Okay, you write the problem here. Look, I didn't even use my best handwriting because I was writing my thinking. The problem here, the solution goes right here. Sometimes I do the problem and then I do the solution. And then I do the turning point because that helps me. If I know what the solution is, I can know when things changed. So then I put the big turning point right here, and then I put the characters and the setting at the bottom. All right, do a good job on plot. See you guys soon.